Good evening, Sweden. I have some thoughts about the internationally um, renowned phenomenon of Swedish mass immigration. Why is this happening to a nation like Sweden? Why is Sweden opening up more than any other nation, more than Germany, definitely more than the United States, to the enormous waves of migrants? I will not say refugees because most of them are not, even though they risk their lives to get here. Of migrants from North Africa and the Middle East and Afghanistan. I believe one clue to this enigma is to be found in postmodernist Swedish mentality. Because we see a reappearance of a mentality normally found in small insular tribes on faraway islands in the Pacific and such places, New Guinea. And that is the notion that one's own people is the global norm. That every other tribe, every other nation, every other mentality is an abbreviation of one's own. Or is only superficially there, but deep down they're really like us. They just don't know it yet, perhaps. I saw a lot of that in the United States, but it's nothing compared to what's going on in Sweden right now. Everyone in the world is deep down really a Swede, and that means a universal human being with no particular traits that are specific to any religion or culture or race or region. Just people. We're all similar. And that is Swedish. So we can criticize norms. We can try to dissolve any norms. There are academic disciplines today, quite popular, whose aim is to dissolve norms by questioning and analyzing and comparing norms, to simply dissolve them. And why can you so happily want to dissolve the norms that have formed you? Because you have internalized norms to the point that normality equals you. We're by definition normal, so we don't need any norms. Anything goes, because anything that makes us different from one another is really superficial. Doesn't really matter what religion you have or what you feel about being a man or a woman or a child or an older person or a working class person or an upper class or middle class. It doesn't really matter. All that's superficial. Because really just look inside and you're just you, just like anyone else. So we're all generic. So generic is Swedish, and that means that anyone from anywhere, from any conflict with any religion and so forth, can just, get over here, get a bit of fresh air, relax, receive some welfare, figure out what you want to do with your life, and all of a sudden you're Swedish. Any difference is just superficial. By being in Sweden, you become Swedish. Your conflicts become Swedish. If you go down to the Mideast to fight for ISIS, you're a Swedish person doing that. You can read that in any newspaper. Swedes fight for Islamic terrorism. Yeah, because they're by definition Swedes, since they've been hanging out here for a while, recuperating from the last war they were in, and now they go back, and so they're Swedish going there. This ludicrous notion does have a quite profound background, and you find that if you see the World Values Survey's cultural map, and you find Sweden. Because you will not find Sweden in the norm place that is in the middle of the map. That's not where Sweden is. Sweden is in the way up, way rightwards corner of that map. That is, in the most secularized and most individualized place on Earth. Far away even from its Scandinavian neighbors. Norway and Denmark, and Finland is even further away. There you have Sweden. So, if you look at the map statically, you will see that Sweden is an extremely extreme country. It's almost falling off the map. But if you look at the map in a dynamic fashion, in an evolutionary fashion, you will actually find that the Swedish culture is, and I'm not kidding, the spearhead of evolution. We will all become Swedes one day. Hopefully, not everyone at the same time, because human diversity is an absolute condition for human survival. Just like diversity of any, say, of potato. If all potatoes were all the same, pretty soon there will be some mold or something that will wipe them all out. The same thing with humanity. It's absolutely necessary for human survival that we're different. Different races, different cultures, different ways of life, so forth. We're not potential Swedes or potential Americans or potential Romans back in the day. We're different. So, in order to maintain life on Earth, we have to maintain diversity. And if there's anything particular about Sweden as we know it for, say, the last century, it's peace and harmony. Solving social problems, the nation of engineers, designers. There's music here. People, Swedes are singing people. There are choirs everywhere. Cooperation, social sensibility, stuff like that. In order for Sweden to contribute to the diversity of humanity by exporting things that can result in peace and harmony, we cannot at the same time, and this is simple math, we cannot at the same time import war and discord. It's either or. If you want to export peace and harmony, you cannot import war and discord, which is precisely what Sweden has been up to in the last years. Last 10, 15, even 20 years. We've been busy importing conflicts from all over the world. Refugees coming here, running away from their murderers, that then themselves come here, and there's all kinds of infighting among immigrants. Besides all the assaults on the host population, on the ethnic Swedes, the rape waves are insane. Be that as it may, the bottom line formula that people really need to take to heart is you cannot export peace and harmony while importing war and discord. Swedish hybris might be a result of 112 maybe years of peace. We've not had a war in this country for as long as anyone can remember, that anyone has remembered, that anyone has remembered. It's been too many generations. There are no war stories here. Well, we have some troops that went to Afghanistan and so forth that flew over Libya, but that's not real war stories. There's no heroes there. There's no defending your family, your village, and your city, and your nation. So without war stories, you need something else. That something else maybe hasn't really happened. And that's why it's all collapsing now. I just hope that it'll resurrect, that it'll reincarnate one day. That the spirit of my people will reappear. Maybe some other place, some other time. I don't know. But saving Sweden is not essentially about Sweden. It's not about me or my children. Saving Sweden is about human diversity. There once was a little nation up in the north that exported peace and harmony. That changed. Let's have that back again. And do take some social risks, okay? It's worth it. Spread this. Or even better, say it with your own words. Thanks for listening.